After a 7-game winning run, things are finally starting to click. The tactics are working, the performances are there, and finally, we're starting to see some momentum. But now comes the real test. Rangers and Celtic. If we can get results here, then maybe, just maybe, this save is going to take a serious turn. Right, picking up from the last game, obviously off the back of the 3-1 win against Rapid Vienna. Lazetic on form. Give him a little praise for that performance. 2 goals, giving us a totally undeserved win, but one we will certainly take. I think we should be pretty much through to the next round now in the Conference League phase. We'll give the players a little rest because all these games coming thick and fast. As you can see, only 2 days between games against our biggest one of the season, our hardest test of the season, I would say, in Celtic. Team cohesion looking slightly better than it was a couple of episodes ago. Obviously, the 7 wins in a row is certainly going to have helped that. One thing I've totally forgot to set up, which I'm going to do right now if I can find it, which is mentoring. So you want to get those younger players good mentors. Right, and we are ready to go. Celtic away in the league off of a 7-game winning run. Can we make it 8 and add the biggest name to that list? On top of the league, obviously, as you'd expect. But I would imagine we're probably the form team in the league. So let's see if we can actually beat them. Trying to help our case to get in Europe once again for next season. And we're kind of going to want a really good result here because we've got Celtic now, and up next we've got Rangers in the very next game. So this totally could define our season. These 2 games. As Williams goes with a long range effort, but over the bar. Not troubling the goalkeeper. Stands looking packed out here at Celtic Park. As Celtic are on the attack now with, I don't know, Maeda. Can't even see that. It's, is it Hatoto or something? I don't know. Milanovic turns on it, plays it back to Goiga, goes all the way back to Morrison. It's now with Brandon Williams on the left-hand side with acres of space to run into. Too slow on it though. Plays it forward to Keskinen. Keskinen's going to go past his man. And he's going to go all the way and put us 1-0 in the lead inside 19 minutes. And our form is certainly showing. And Keskinen goes from strength to strength. Brandon Williams had acres of space. Kind of dawdled on it a little bit, but it worked out for the best as he passes it inside to Keskinen, who goes past the fullback so easily. And the shot looks like it was maybe deflected off the inside leg of the defender, putting it past Kasper Schmeichel. And we will certainly take that 1-0 up. And let's see if we can add to it. As Maeda's on it again, one of the danger men for Celtic. James Forrest, though, plays it to Araujo. Araujo is going to go for the effort. But it's... was it saved? No. Over the bar. Pretty... He was never really going to score from there, was he? Looking fairly even so far, though. With Inamura to McGregor. Inside his own half. Plays it out to the left to Tierney. Maeda with a great ball in behind to Hatata. Squares it across to Junior Adamu, and that is the equaliser, unless a VAR can save us, which it does. When things are going your way, Things are going your way. Right, let's see. So we're after a little bit of a scare there. Let's see if we can make ourselves a little bit more comfortable. Milanovic drifts between two, and he's going to go all the way here. Goes for it. Good save from Kasper Schmeichel, though, picking it out the top corner, putting it out for a corner. Probably say we've had the better chances so far. Obviously suggested that by the scoreline, but we're going to go in at half-time, a 1-0 in the lead. So things certainly improving. This will put us back up into fourth spot. Level on points with Hibs in third and 2 points clear of Falkirk in fifth. So, yeah. Things are starting to look up for sure. We would never have beat Celtic with the way our form was before we changed tactics. As can we start second half with a bang? No. Unless... However, it looks like Celtic are maybe looking to do the same. McGregor plays it inside, but back all the way to Inamura. Scales gives the ball away. Fortunately, we can't counter-attack straight away, though. Because now Milne has it on the right-hand side. Lays it off to Balalovic. Back to Milne. And now Milne's giving it away. Some top quality stuff going on here. Maeda is absolutely teasing the defenders there, but Atate is giving it away again. And Milanovic is on the attack. Plays Balalovic in, and he's going to go to the byline, try and cross it. The cross is blocked, but it's still with us here. Milne pulls it back to Armstrong. It makes it way to Keskinen, and back to Armstrong, and back to Keskinen, and it is 2-0. I think a bit of fortune in the build-up there, because I'm not really sure what was going on between Keskinen and Armstrong, but we will certainly take it. Yeah, so Milne plays it across. Armstrong's shot's blocked, which goes straight to Keskinen. Keskinen plays it to Armstrong. His shot's blocked again and goes straight back to Keskinen, who pokes it home at the near post with Kasper Schmeichel struggling to get across to it. So 2 goals for Keskinen. The main man is certainly making himself giving himself that title more and more. 2 goals for him, an assist for Brandon Williams, and an assist for Stuart Armstrong. Celtic now take the corner. It's cleared, and it comes back to the edge of the area, and the shot from outside the box goes just over the crossbar. Herrera was certainly scrambling to get to that, though. Just the 1 shot on target so far for Celtic compared to our 7. Usually the other way around. Right, Noster's looking a bit tired, so we'll get him off. Armstrong and Balalovic both the same. So we'll bring Eton Moises on, bring Kjartansson on, and we'll bring Hoyoran on as well. See if we can add to this, make it even more comfortable, make it a more convincing win. It's Geiger with a corner now. 74 minutes in. Geiger. Corner is cleared as far as Keskinen. Geiger back to Keskinen again. He lays it off to Tobers. Tobers spreads it wide to Brandon Williams, who goes across goal and fires it into the top corner. And now 3-0 up. I mean, our form is certainly showing. Certainly showing. Lovely pass into Brandon Williams out on this left-hand side, and a great finish into the top corner to put it away from Kasper Schmeichel. Yeah, lovely little layoff from Tobers there. Onto his weaker left foot. And a good finish up past Kasper Schmeichel. And 3-0, 74 minutes in, and this is looking like another win to make it 8 in a row and another 3 points. Certainly wouldn't have expected this 10 games ago on our 5-game drawing streak. Can we keep the clean sheet? This corner suggests otherwise. Otherwise? As Engels whips it in. Oh, the deflected effort from Liam Morrison, costing us our clean sheet. We'll save Keskinen's legs. We're looking pretty safe at this point. Obviously, 7 minutes in now. We'll give him the last 5 minutes off. He's certainly earned it with his 2 goals. As it still looks like it should be a comfortable 3-1 win now. Unless we can maybe add to it. Ayrton Moises on the right-hand side plays it into Hayaran. And he's going to cut back onto his left, play it back to Milne. Milne to the edge of the box to Kjartansson. Geiger back to Milne, back to Hayaran. And Kjartansson from the edge of the box with a long-range effort. Good save from Kasper Schmeichel. Good effort from Kjartansson. But it's going to be a corner. And that is where we're going to finish. And some tiki-taka football at the end from the boys. Good result, though. Well, great result, really. Beating top of the league 3-1 and a deflected effort to give them a consolation at the end. We've got a game in hand on Celtic, and even if we win, we'd still be 7 points behind. So they're still pretty comfortable. And we've got a potential issue with Hayaran. I'm going to assume it's because I've not been starting him. It really annoys me though how you get players like this who like, oh, I'm not playing as much as I should be for my supposed importance to the team, and you're like, well, if you were playing well, you'd be playing, wouldn't you? We've got McIntyre kicking off as well. I don't even know who that is. So that tells you all about him. Right, looks like we're going to be losing a couple of players here. Lazatic getting an illness. He shouldn't be out for long though, but a groin strain for Franco Herrera. That he is going to be out from 2 to 3 weeks. Means for this match we're not going to have Herrera in goal. We would have loved to have kept the same team that we've just beat Celtic for our next big fixture here with Rangers. First shot for the game for us. I'll certainly take that as a positive. Max Aaron's there, plays it inside to Bajrami. Spreads it out to the right to Skov Olsen. He's going to cross it, and a close range header there from Chimti. Is it Chimtiti or Chimiti? Saved, and good effort, good chance though for Rangers early on. Morrison going on a little wonder up here on the left-hand side here, the centre-back. And losing out, and certainly not what you need. And Chimiti is going to go. How is he missed? It's a let-off, that is, because Morrison totally caught on the ball, completely out of position. Basically one-on-one from the halfway line, and the striker has put it wide of the post. But they're on the... No, they're not, because Brandon Williams has won the ball. Stuart Armstrong playing it forward into Hayaran. Starting today. Needs to prove me right for starting him and prove himself right for kicking off. As Baladovic goes through and the low range effort is, or the low drive rather, is saved comfortably in the end. Can we pick up an early goal here? Certainly having some chances as Brandon Williams dribbles past his man, cuts back on his right, pulls it back to Nostra, who squares it across to Armstrong with a long range effort, and it's the post. Oh, what a strike there from Armstrong. He's still with Moises though, but his cross is cleared. And nearly ending up back at Moises, but Jack Butland comes out clutching at the ball to keep the scoreline 0-0. Mikey Moore here. Now, I know he's supposed to be pretty good on these games, but I've never seen it actually come into fruition. As he pulls it back to the edge of the box, and I'm pretty sure that is a deflected effort there for Chukwuani. Mikey Moore getting the assist after I've just said something about him. Great. Love that. That's drawn me down. I didn't even realise in the build-up there. Yeah, big deflection there. Taking the ball away from Bratvit. And giving Rangers the lead, unfortunately. Maybe this is where our winning run ends. All right, Brandon Williams here. Plays it back to the goalkeeper who hoofs it forward. John Smith style. Comment below if you remember what I'm talking about. You're old, like me. The Rangers go close again. Anyway, no star. Armstrong squares it across to Morrison. And Morrison, with a short pass, has given it away again, but we've got away with it. Free kick near the halfway line, so probably a good foul in the end after a poor pass. Hopefully nothing comes from it though. There's Scott Olsen is going to find Mikey Moore. He's back with Max Aarons. And yeah, they're just quite comfortable playing with it at the moment as Ant-Man goes past the fullback, pulls it across, and Chamiti is there, doesn't miss this time, and it's going to make it 2-0. Look at that, they just pulled us out, keeping the ball, pulled us out of position, and one dribble there from Ant-Man, comfortably past our fullback. I mean, fullback didn't defend that at all, did he? Jack Milne needs to do better there. Just let him walk past him. 2-0 down. It's not looking good, Brev. The stats would suggest it's fairly even, but the XG certainly suggests that the better chances have gone to Rangers. But I guess that second one, it would have been harder to miss than to score. So that'll be quite a high XG chance. Can we maybe pull one back before half time? As Morrison sends it long, ends up with Keskinen, who's going to switch it out to the right with Jack Milne. The long ball forward. Balalovic heads it on to Hayaran, who's brought down by Cornelius, and it looks like it's potentially going to be a penalty for us. Referee says penalty. Does VAR confirm it, though? VAR confirms it. I don't actually think I've seen VAR overturn once the referee's given one on this. The only time is whether it's inside or outside the box. Right, Stuart Armstrong missed his last 2 penalties. Let's see how this one goes. Make that 3. 3 penalties in a row Stuart Armstrong has missed. And completely blown our chance of getting us back into this game. As we go in at half time, 2-0 down. Slightly ahead now on the shot count, but as shots, obviously our shots not as good as Rangers. The XG certainly. Well, I guess obviously that'll be massively pumped up from the penalty, won't it? That Stuart Armstrong missed. I don't even know why he's on penalties. I mean, he obviously must be like one of the top penalty takers we've got, but he seems completely incapable of actually scoring them. There's Mikey Moore here, goes for it, but the shot is saved by Bratvit. I probably should actually set a penalty taker, but I usually just leave it. Usually because I rotate the squad so often that obviously they don't usually end up on the pitch, so it doesn't really matter anyway. And I'm assuming by default the game will select the strongest penalty taker. If one's not selected, obviously. Right, Milne with the ball here. Pulls it back to Bratvey, who clears it. But it's going to end up back with Ant-Man. And Magoma back to Ant-Man. See if Jack Milne can defend this better, but it's pulled back. Magoma across to Chukwani. Ant-Man goes for it, but it's going to go over the crossbar. It's very close, though. Good bit of play there from Rangers. Another chance here for them. Scott Olsen with a free kick out on the right-hand side. Going to cross it to the far post, cleared from Williams, and we're on the attack now. Balalovic could have pulled us through. He's got a man. He's got 3 men square. He goes for it himself. The selfish so-and-so. 3 square options he had then, and he went for it himself, and the keeper has saved it. That's fine-worthy. Absolute fine-worthy. If he scores, fair enough. He hasn't, and there goes another huge chance to put us back into this game. Rangers are on the attack again with Chamiti again, and he does not make the same mistake. I'm going to assume it's going to be checked because it looked potentially offside, but it's not. Unfortunately, as we will see here, I don't know why we've only got 1 player at the back, and I've got no idea why he's so deep, playing everybody onside. But as you can see, Chamiti is comfortably onside, and comfortably passes it round Bratvit to make it 3-0. So, sure what these two are doing next to the goalkeeper. Right, they're giving us the ball back again. Let's see if we can actually take a chance for once. Balalovic picks up on the right-hand side, pulls it back to Haran, who puts it through to Moises, but the shot's saved by Butland to keep the scoreline at 3-0. And I'm going to assume remove any chance of us getting a winner from this game. Let's make some subs because the players we've got on the pitch seem completely incapable of scoring a goal. We'll bring on Milanovic, Aremu, and even Nisbet, and as Lazatic seems to have done. Was it Lazatic up front? I remember. Whoever we had up front, completely incapable of scoring a goal for us. I think it might have been Moises, actually. Well, they're giving us the ball. I think they want us to score at this point. Keep giving us the ball like this. We need Keskinen to do something. We can rely on him to score as he's going to go past his man. He's going to fire it, try and go across goal, but straight into Butland's chest. 80 minutes in now. I mean, we've had chances. We've certainly had chances. As Haran back to Milanovic. Back to Haran. To Devlin. Back to Goiga and Aremu. And Aremu is going to pull it back to Nostat. And we're out on the left-hand side now with Brandon Williams. And he's going to, bit of skill, go past his man, cut back inside, pull it across the box. And there's the goal for Nisbet for his first goal of the season. And that was all Brandon Williams. Lovely little bit of skill here from Brandon Williams. Lovely like little heel-to-heel sort of thing. Move. Cuts back in on his right. Sends the defender. And the lovely pull back across to Nisbet to make it 3-1. Unfortunately, though, looks like it's going to be a consolation. As we're in the 83rd minute, only 7 minutes plus added time. But 3-1 looks slightly better than 3-0. Tell you what doesn't look better, 4-1. Make sure we don't let that happen. Scott Olsen crosses it deep to the far post and Chamiti, but I think that one's offside. I'm going to agree with the officials. He looked offside when that cross came in. And VAR confirms it. Sparing our blushes there. Bear in mind after what I just said. Yeah, it's miles offside. It wasn't even close. Good defensive line for once from the defence there. And that is going to be all. So we're still in 4th place, thankfully, but we couldn't make it 9 wins in a row, and that's our first loss after the 8. I think we lost that first, or maybe the first 2 games with the new tactics, and then obviously the 7-game win streak. So first loss since then. I mean, it's a good run, and it was always going to come to an end. I can't complain about it being against a team like Rangers. Obviously, would have expected it more likely to have been Celtic. But as you can see, the upturn in form since we changed the tactics is certainly nice. Next, we've got obviously Dundee United. Just the 2 days rest again between games. Games coming thick and fast at this point, and so are the potential issues as we've now got Tobers kicking off. Have a look at him. Yeah, he's kind of on a par with our 3rd best centre back, so don't know why he is classed as a regular starter when he's basically 3rd choice at centre back. So we will say to him, on envisage you getting what you want here, so we'll look to sell you, and he soon has backed off. I quite like that one. It tends to work quite a lot, and either way, I'm not really bothered about how it turns out because I'll quite happily get rid of him. Horan obviously not happy there, showing in his training. I've never seen so many poor trainers, by the way, as I have on this save. Not so much Milanovic, though, making positive developments here. Quite a few up arrows. Things you like to see. They're fairly well-rounded in the technicals. Mentals are severely lacking, but he's still fairly young. Obviously, they tend to come a bit later on. And we are back with Dundee United now. See if we can get back to winning ways after the 3-1 loss to Rangers. Obviously, you might remember the last time we played these, it did not end well. I think we played them just after we lost the 4-0 to Shakhtar, and we got beat 4-0 again by Dundee United away from home. But that man Sabel's there in the central midfield caused us absolute chaos in the last game. Pretty sure he scored a couple of goals against us with a 4. I just remember seeing his name a lot. I think maybe one of them was a penalty or something, so that's kind of what's sticking in my head a little bit more. But yeah, he certainly had a good game against us. Let's hope we can keep him a bit more quiet this time, as we're going to see a very quiet first half an hour. Nothing happening. Not sure what that means. Nothing happening. 36 minutes till we see our first highlight. Unfortunately, it's us with Keskinen. Going to cut inside and go past his man, lay it back to Armstrong, who spreads it across to the right-hand side with Balalovic. Balalovic is going to cross it to the far post. It's going to go too far, but Keskinen picks it up again. He's going to dribble inside. He's going to go all the way, but he's hit the post. And it's cleared out for a throw in here on the right-hand side. I would have put my house on Keskinen scoring that. Right, 46 minutes in. Can we nick a goal just before half time? Obviously, just the 1 minute of added time there. 40 seconds. Can we do something with this 40 seconds? Or are Dundee United going to? Because they're with it on the right hand side, pulling it back to Sibeld, and he's come back to haunt us. Pulling them 1-0 up just on the stroke of half time, and the man scored 3 goals in 2 games against us, I think. Not great. I mean, the stats suggest it's been a fairly even first half, but that's the first time we've seen them attack. So, not great for us. Right, let's get this second half started and try and get back into it. There's Balalovic straight from kickoff. Hoyaran's effort is saved though, or blocked, or nope, it's just completely ballooned over from Hoyaran out for a goal kick. We're still on the highlight though, and we maybe well, actually come a little bit closer this time after that poor effort from Hoyaran. Mr. Belge here on the ball. Is he going to cause us any more issues today? Balalovic intercepts that there and wins it back for us. Milne goes past his man. Balalovic. He's gone past his and crossed it deep towards Keskinen, but it's cleared from the defender there. There is momentum building, apparently. Let's see if we can capitalise on that then. There's Hoyoran here to Brandon Williams. He goes with a long-range curling effort. Straight into the top corner. The benefits of having a right footer at left back there. And that's a great finish from the left back. And puts us back level at 1-1. Now can we maybe go and add to that as we pick it up here again? It's Hoyoran. Still yet to prove to us why he should be starting. Poor pass from Jack Milne, intercepted by Sebald, and Dundee United are on the attack again. It's Johnny Russell. He's going to go straight through and hits the crossbar. Should be 2-1. But thankfully, the crossbar has saved us. And Johnny Russell's lack of composure has saved us. Bit of saving grace there. Team looks like they're playing fairly well, to be honest. No one's really having a stinker other than Ayrton Moises is slightly below average up front with a 6.3. Having to play him there because obviously with Lazatic being ill, I think Cullen's injured, isn't he? So limited on our striking options at the moment. We will take Williams, no start. Bilalovic, Keskinen off, and we'll just do that for now and leave ourselves with a sub just in case. Bring in Giamfion on the left-hand side. Obviously, not used him too much, and predominantly has played as a left-back. Dundee United are on the attack again here with Kamara. With Johnny Russell now on the right-hand side. Crosses it to Perugia. And the effort there from Thompson or Thomason. Just missed that. I don't think it was even close to that, was it? Was it? I don't know. Might have been Trapanovsky. I missed it. My eyesight's going in my old age. Right, corner here now with Johnny Russell. He's going to go to the far post. Comfortably clear from Bratby, but he's not quite back in setting goal. But the long-range effort, not troubling him anyway, over the bar, thankfully. And we are approaching 90 minutes at 1-1. Can we maybe grab a late winner? 4 minutes of added time. And the answer is simply no. So we start today's episode with a win, a draw. No, a win, a loss, and a draw. And that draw has sent us back down into 5th with Falkirk going level on points with us. I'm assuming they have a better goal difference, and that's why. But yeah, I mean, they are certainly a team that you kind of expect to be around there. They are one place below us now in the league, so you'd expect it to be a tight game, but I would have thought with our recent form, obviously excluding the Rangers game, that we would have managed to add another win to that there. There's another potential issue here with the man I was just speaking about, Jumpy, saying that we've not used him much. He's not going to be happy because he's not been playing as per usual. So, see, what should we say to him? I'm gonna say I'm starting to get the impression that it's best if you move on and start fresh somewhere else. I think, shall we? Right, let's get this team sorted, ready for Hibs next in the league. We'll well, they're looking the whole team pretty much looking tired, which is not great. So we'll get Milne out for Devlin. We will do here. Williams is actually fine. Got to take a Ramo out for Kjartansen. Armstrong out for Shinny. Bilalovic out for Milanovic. And Eskinen out for Giamfi. Then we will put Lazatic back on the bench. Back from his illness. Coming back at a vital point. And we will swap him straight in for Ayrton Moises. But, yeah, we'll take Armstrong off the bench. Put Cullen back from his injury. So getting players back now, which is great to see. And Horan still tired from the last game. Still yet to see why I should be starting him. And we'll swap him for Ayrton Moises. And away to Hibs we go. See if we can get back to winning ways. After obviously no winning the last two. Not sure where these are in the league. Were these third? I think these were third in the league, weren't they? So certainly another good test here. First shot of the game going to us, which I think is always a great sign. We pick it up with free kick here on the left-hand side with Graham Shinnie. Barely played for us this season. Crosses it deep to the far post, and Liam Morrison, the big centre-back there at the far post, puts us 1-0 in front. Great start inside 15 minutes here, away at Hibs. And Graham Shinnie may be suggesting I should be playing him a little bit more. The 33-year-old. Devlin with a throw on the right-hand side here. Pulls it back. I can't even keep up. The passing it so quick. But the long-range effort goes out for a goal kick. Comfortable in the end for the goalkeeper. They got a centre-back called Rocky. Is that Blackett, Tyler Blackett as well? In ex-Man United? And Grant Hanley was he ex-Norwich, I think? Maybe? I'm not sure. And maybe Dane Scarlett, is that the one on loan? Is he maybe on loan from Spurs? I know they've got someone called Scarlett, a youngster. Maybe I'm just guessing. As nothing else had happened in the first half. As Liam Morrison going close with another header. And we're going at half time. 1 goal to the good. Let's see if we can make it a bit more comfortable in the second half and add to the scoreline. It is T. Blackett, so I'm going to assume that is Tyler Blackett. The Bratvit, with the ball now. Rolls it out to Morrison. Morrison sends it forward into Moises. Moises switches it out to the left-hand side with Lazatic, who spreads it to Brandon Williams. He's going to turn and cross it deep and find Lazatic. Lovely little 1-2 between Lazatic and Brandon Williams there. Early cross from deep there from Brandon Williams. This little layoff from Lazatic. Brandon Williams goes down the line, cuts back in at his right, waits for Lazatic to make the run, and finds him at the far post. And the big young striker makes it 2-0 with a goal on his return from sickness. Things you love to see. Right, Brandon Williams here with it again. Cross it on his left foot this time. Doesn't find his man. Keeper comes out and stops it, finding him. There's now Hibbs on the attack with Boyle down the right-hand side. Brandon Williams looks like he just totally gave up there. And maybe he knew. Maybe he knew he was going to be selfish and just balloon it over the bar. How are we getting on? We'll swap Moises out. We will swap Noster out for Tobers. And we will leave it there for now. Morrison obviously having a good game with his goal. We'll leave him on. Brandon Williams with it on the left-hand side again. Pass is cut out though. Newell sends it long in behind. And that's going to be the equaliser for Elding. That seemed far too simple. If this is onside, which it's not, thankfully, it looked like a wonder pass from the from deep to find Elding. Have a look here. Yeah, it was a good half a yard at least offside. Comfortable. Good ball though from Newell to find him. Thankfully though, we still have our 2-goal leads as Giamfi takes this corner and it's cleared as far as Brandon Williams, and he's going to be tripped and it looks like it could be a penalty here. Brandon Williams bringing in a bit of good form. I thought he was actually going to go for another long range effort there, but instead he's going to find, well, he's going to be fouled and we're going to have a penalty. And thankfully for us, Stuart Armstrong is not on the pitch to miss another one. Make a couple of subs quickly before the penalty, and we've come straight back to Hyoran. Maybe he's good for something because he's I think that might be the first penalty I've seen us score this season. Doing what Armstrong couldn't, and scoring a penalty, which now makes it 3-0. Very comfortable. Score. Stats suggest that it shouldn't be. Probably should be a little bit more even than it has been, but from the actual highlights we've seen, there's only really been maybe one attempt, and obviously the offside goal. Couldn't add another one to it, could we? As Horan goes for the curling effort, but hits the post. Horan's on a mission now that he's scored that penalty, and we'll get pulling on for the last 5 minutes or so after his long-term injury. We're not going to throw away another clean sheet, are we? A minute and a half left as the cross comes in. The corner. Not the corner, the cross. And is this going to be given? Please tell me we're not going to throw it away. And we have thrown it away. Well, not the lead, thankfully. Just a clean sheet, which I guess is good for our finances. No clean sheet bonuses. And another win. Or I say another win. Back to winning ways after a couple of games without one. And that puts us up to third place, leapfrogging Hibs. Obviously, they do have a game in hand on us, but puts us 2 points clear of Falkirk again in fourth. Or fifth, sorry. And the board and giving us the option to change the season expectations. Obviously, we don't have much money at all, but if we change to qualify for the Conference League, which I'm going to do, we will have an extra 15k wage budget. And if you remember from the start of the season, we were only allowed to offer wages in contracts of around about 6 or 7k. So that should be enough for a couple of players in. As obviously we've just played obviously all the Christmas fixtures. We now have the January transfer window. Right, that result, big statement, beating Celtic. We've shown we can do it against the big teams, but now we just need to show we can do it consistently. We are close, really close, and let's see if we can keep this going in the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next one.